Hello everyone, I hope you can hear me when I don't have my headset in, but today I want to talk about valuable partnerships when it comes to your Medicare business. Now what does that mean? Well, value partnerships to me are kind of the just reputation and the processes that Medicare companies that we work with go through. So for example, like if you do Medicare Advantage, especially, who can you talk to figure out what you need to do to get your client's desired outcome from whatever it is that they're calling you for, and then you can systematize that by no longer having your client call you. You can have them do exactly who they're supposed to call in the system, right? Like let's say, right, you know that phrase, oh yeah, I know a guy, right? Imagine if you knew every single person who would get everything done for you in a Medicare Advantage company. That would take you out of it, but make you very valuable, right? So that's kind of what I'm trying to build here. And in my own practice, like just today, I was kind of filtering through all these contacts and trying to figure out where and who is the best person to call for X, Y, Z. And I found out that there's people that aren't good to call, and there are some people good to call. So I have to go and find the resolution for the ones that weren't good to call and have their information so that I can direct people their way when they have cases or instances that require their attention. Now, building that is very difficult because people leave, people change, departments change, numbers change, all that kind of stuff. So it is important to keep doing this kind of filtering or this kind of upkeep every year. Now, how is it going to help your business? Well, it's going to help your business because you don't want to be the center of all the calls for your client, and you don't want to have to walk them through every single scenario every single time. You want to have a one and done. So you do one, you learn how to do it, and then you document that process, and you do keep doing it, or you instruct people how to do it over and over and over again until that process no longer works. And then when it no longer works, you improve the process, right? Or you check on the process every so often and make sure that it's still working and there is not a better process yet. Maybe every 3 months, every 6 months, you go back and say, okay, is this process still working? Are my clients getting their desired outcome? Is the process okay? Are my clients not getting passed around too much on the phone? Is it still the right number? Those types of things. Because the last thing you want is to have your client call the wrong place and then get bounced around to all different locations and then not get resolution, right? That's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario is they tell you what's wrong, or even better yet, you let them know if XYZ scenario happens, this is what you do. And you have those things standardized so that whenever anything like that happens, your clients know exactly what to do. What did Matt tell me? Yes, this. I will do this. Done. You are completely out of it, but yet you are integrated in their thought process and their plan. But doing that does take time, it does take building. But this building of those resources and assets to your business is infinite, right? Like you just have to do it once and then you have replication over all your clients. So there really is no kind of a replacement for that other than time. And whenever you can exchange time for a system that already is in place and already works, much less a system that you would have to do using your own time anyway, you should do that. What does that look like when what I just said? What it looks like is you tell your client, whenever you have a billing issue, this is the department to bill, this is the information that they will need, and this is when they're open, this is how to call, this is what to say, we're done. If they have a prior authorization, name that ASAP, this is the number you call to get an urgent prior authorization. Make sure the doctor, if it is indeed urgent, that they label it as urgent, and you yourself can call to make sure that it is being reviewed, because urgent prior authorizations usually have a much shorter window for being approved. I think it's like either 24 to 48 or 24 to 72 hour window that it has to be approved. Other than that, it could take 2 weeks or longer. This way, if it is something that is required ASAP, they can go and get it approved faster, and they can start bugging the Medicare Advantage company because they'll be like, hey, we are actually in this, we know that we can file an appeal, we know that we can file a grievance, so the Medicare Advantage company is more likely to get the things moving. Okay, so those are systems that you can put in place before the client has any issues, and that way they're not calling you all stressed out. They know what to do. You've made yourself valuable. You've made the client experience or have a better experience and possible better outcomes, all without you spending any more time, just by having these kind of resources available to your clients at all times, and especially during the enrollment process when you are right now AEP. Also, another thing with getting your kind of team together. So for myself, I focus on about 3 to 5 different companies because I just don't want to deal with that many more Medicare Advantage companies, because that means I'm going to have to learn their processes, learn their customer service lines, learn how their system works, learn how their enrollment works, learn what kind of communications they send out. And while that's all fine and great for people who are new, for someone like me, I like what I like, and I'm comfortable with all those resources that I've made for all those clients, right? I know how the Medicare Advantage companies I work with handle claims. I know what processes it take to handle these claims. I can probably build a system to mimic what I already know on other companies, but are they going to follow through, right? The newer companies sometimes don't have the reputation to protect, right, as these older companies do. And sometimes that in itself can be very valuable, because a lot of these companies, they don't want to be on the news for declining someone's care and then that person passing away, or that person having a severe complication because they've waited too long to get their approval, right? They don't want that kind of stuff on their records. So if you're on it and you are with these bigger companies, better likelihood that you will be heard, and that because the reputation will be at stake, so to speak. So that's why I partner with larger companies. I learn their process. I learn who within the company is the person to call, maybe even not the person, but the number to call. And also just, how reliable the local support is. Because sometimes the local support might not be very good. And if they're not very good, it's good to know. So you just call national support, right? Or you find the regional support that is useful to you, right? That has the answers that you need. I'm not saying that those people don't know how to do their job. I'm just saying that they don't know how to help you. And that's okay, right? Maybe they're in it to make more help new agents get sales, and they're not really in it for operational support because that's not what their strong point is. And that's fine. But you just have to find the person that you need to find to get what you need to get done. Simple. Oh goodness, I'm driving real slow. There's some kind of accident on the freeway. Kind of sucks, but that's okay. Still driving, still talking. So that's how I think about everything. I mean, it's all a process, right? To get your client from point A to point B to point C to point D to point E to get resolution. That is not our job, but that is our desired outcome for our client who joins the plan that we are representing. That's at least mine. And with that said, you need to figure out what those steps are so you can properly inform your patient, your client, what you need, how to get there, how to do it so they can do it themselves. Because as I say many times on this channel, we are not the billing department, we are not the prior authorization department, we are not the claims department. We are the sales department. Okay, but part of sales is belief in the fact that the product will get the job done, right? And if we can help clients get the job done that the plan's supposed to, that's excellent. It solidifies the sale. And to me, that is the most important thing when finding a Medicare Advantage plan. And I do that by filtering out the larger companies. I just do that instinctively, right? You see smaller companies, you're like, we'll wait a little bit, right? We'll just wait a little bit because medical benefits is a hard thing to risk, right? We'll wait a little bit on that. And then also kind of like your overall benefits required that you need, that you will use throughout the year is something important. Also the high risk, high financial costing medical services. What are those, and can I afford those, and how do I make those less if I have the option to? You know, what is the maximum obligation or maximum responsibility, maximum out of pocket that I can handle? Is this plan worth buying that down by spending more money per month, right? All those kind of things come into play when choosing a plan. But having good partners can help solidify, at least when it comes to the claims and prioritizations and all that. Those processes can make you more confident in selling the plans they represent. All right, so I hope this helps you find valuable partners that can get you the answers you need to make decisions and have your clients go from problems to success. Hope you have a great day. Enjoy, do good things, and I'll see you in the next video.